My high five.
Packers jumping around. They rush 4. Plenty of time for John now. Squeezes, steps up in the pocket. LA can run. He's got the 10. Head first. He falls off the 5-yard line.
Manning out of the gun. Manning lets it fly. It's caught by Thomas. There's the record for Peyton Manning.
Rushing forward, ball comes out of the hands of Newton. It's on the ground and still on the ground. Picked up by T.J. Ward at the 4-yard line.
Here we go. First snap of the overtime. The Broncos have been in 3 overtime games this year. They won them all. Got him at the 40. It's Thomas at the 50. Stiff arm got him free to the 30, to the 20. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on the New England. They win it on the first.
Nothing wrong with Orange and Blue Podcast.
What's up, Broncos country? How you doing, NRW crew? Hey, y'all. It's nice to see everybody here, and thank you for joining us for another exciting episode of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue Podcast. I am your host, Johnny Baki, and tonight, joining me, special guest host, is Bronco Bill. Right over there. Look at it. Like this is exciting. It is so exciting. Hold on. You know what? You get this. You get this, my friend. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Bronco Bill, the newest addition to the MHRT hosting family. His show is on. We upload every Wednesday, 7654. It's called Broncos Breakdown. Don't miss it. You'll love it. In honor of the newest host, who also happens to be the oldest host now on MHRT, I'm also wearing the oldest logo.
I appreciate that, Johnny. Appreciate that a lot.
You're welcome, Bill. Hey, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, I guess now I'm official, huh? If you're gonna throw stuff like that in there, that's all good, man. I love it. I love it.
You know, if I'm not messing with you, I don't like you.
I've heard that a lot from different people, so I take everything I got, man.
That's really truly how it is. If I'm not messing with you, if I'm not poking jokes and ribbing, playfully ribbing you, you're not. I don't actually like you. I can't, So, so anyway, hey, Thank you all for joining us. Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. We are a fan-led Broncos-based podcast that goes live every Thursday at 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We're on the MHRT Networks, so don't miss our other shows. Tuesdays, the MHRT Podcast with Mundungus Creevy, Glenn Hauser, Mr. Boggins, and Richie Riche, and sometimes the goth queen of Broncos country herself, Bree0322 from Twitter, okay? We also have Bronco. I've already said it, but I'm going to say it again. Bronco Bill over here is hosting Broncos Breakdown every Wednesday, 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And in addition, on Saturday, our new show, hosted by my co-host who couldn't be here tonight, Isaiah, Rough Draft, drops Saturday evening. All right, you don't want to miss it. He's going to break down draft prospects. He's going to break down free agent prospects, and we're going to look at what the Broncos might be doing in the offseason. All right, it's going to be exciting. So hey, check out the rest of our shows. In addition, do not forget that if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, share, give us that thumbs up, guy. Hit that notification bell. Get it out to your friends and family. They want to be part of the NRW crew. They just don't know it yet. Now, the only other thing I've got left to say before we really dive into this is you can catch every one of our shows wherever you find your favorite podcasts in audio form on Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio. You can find them there. Please, subscribe to those as well. Don't miss them. It's a great thing to listen to while you're commuting to work or working around the house and just don't have time to sit down and watch something. So, hey, let's get going. Are you ready, Bill?
I'm ready. Let's dive in.
Yes.
Bring it.
So first of all, once again, welcome to the show, Bill. Tell us, since you and I haven't really ever got to sit down and talk like this, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been a Bronco fan since 1976. So that obviously dates me, but then Johnny already said
he's old.
So you guys can figure it out or take a guess. Anyways, born and raised in Southern California. Now I moved north a little bit out of the very deep south of California, but got some grandkids and just enjoying life, man. Enjoying life, just doing shows and just being part of the whole MHRT network. I love it.
It's wild. It's great to have you. It's absolutely fantastic. Rich is already coming at you. So Bill is saying he's really old.
All right, guys, I'll throw it out there. I'm 63. Retired. I retired from a school district of 28 years, working in maintenance on December 16th. So fire away, guys, with all comments. I can take it. My nickname, I'll throw it out there. What the heck? My nickname was Stick. So what the heck? So I can take anything.
So there you go. We're a perfect contrast. You're old, I'm younger. You're skinny, I'm fat.
I didn't say that. I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go there.
You're Stick, I'm fat. There you go. It's a perfect contrast. It's yin and yang right now.
Exactly.
So hey, let's jump into the comments real quick and talk to some of our MHRT fam and our NRW crew. Avatar says, "What's up, Broncos country? I will be a little late for the stream tonight due to having to attend a meeting for work." Hey, it's all right, Avatar. You're with us in spirit as always, and I know that you'll jump in as soon as you possibly can. We got EJ in the house. What's up, Broncos country? Hey, EJ, my friend. The Whiz Kid, Landon Clark. Hello, Broncos country. Probably the youngest of the NRW crew is right there, but he's smart and he beat me. He beat me in fantasy football this year. He's the champion of the league. So hey, I will always continue to give you those props there, Landon. And let's see. A Denver Gator says, "What's up, Broncos country? Waiting on the rough draft. How are you guys tonight?" We're doing well. I'm doing well. I can't speak for Bill. I'm doing well, Gator. I have I had a long day of taking care of my kids because it's my day off of work, but I'm still a stay-at-home dad every day of the week. So it was a long day of taking care of my children. But hey, I'm glad to be up here with you guys just for a little while, and then I get back down to them. EJ and RW crew in the house. Dave Glassman, Dave Full Glassman says, "Howdy."
How you doing?
Yeah. I like what Rich says to you here, Bill. You're old enough to get a discount, yet young enough to enjoy life.
Got that right.
There
Absolutely.
You go.
And I'm going to take that senior discount. You betcha.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. This is my mother. Says, "Mama in the house. Welcome, Bill."
Thank you.
Good to see you, Mom.
Mama Bucky. Appreciate it.
So hey, let's talk Broncos. So, sure. I think the biggest news of the day, for sure, the Broncos coaching staff is officially filled.
Exactly.
And finally, we know, there's been a little bit of, we'll go through the list of coaches here in a minute, but there's been a little, a lot of speculation, it's been out there that Ejiro Evero was going to be hired from the LA Rams to be our defensive coordinator. But it's, but just like we had seen so much throughout this offseason, things can change like that. And with Ejiro Evero coaching in the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl, I was sitting there, I was biting my nails going what if somebody comes and makes him a better offer? And suddenly he's not our DC, and suddenly we've missed out on yet another coach that we wanted for this staff, and we're having to go back to the drawing board on DC. Thank God the announcement came out today that the Denver Broncos have officially hired Ejiro Evero, who was the defensive backs and passing game coordinator of the now Super Bowl champion Los Rams. They've also hired the assistant special teams coordinator or assistant special teams coach from the Rams to be our special teams coordinator, Dwayne Stukes. And there's the other one, the assistant defensive
Marcus
line
Dixon.
coach. Marcus Dixon. Thank you. Marcus Dixon, the assistant defensive line coach from the Super Bowl champion LA Rams, will now be our defensive line coach. A lot of exciting stuff. It's really exciting. The defense has been filled out with LA Rams guys, which, I mean, hey, they just won the Super Bowl. I think that's something to be excited about.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I feel that with the coaching staff we have now, the excitement alone is going is filtering through the entire coaching staff, players, all the way down from Hackett, all the way down to the people who take care of the stadium.
I mean, like the people in the kitchen.
Energy's there. Yeah, exactly.
The energy is good. It's great. I mean, that's one thing. Like I've been hearing about it. We'll talk about it all throughout the show. I've been hearing people everywhere dogging on the fact, on the age of our coaching staff and the inexperience of our coaching staff. And I'm like, you know what? But what's one thing we've already seen? So much energy.
Yep.
Nathaniel Hackett alone, let alone Justin Outen and Ejiro Evero, they're all high energy guys. And that's one thing that I felt like with this last coaching staff of just nothing but old guys stuck in their ways.
Hey, be nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot that you resemble that remark. But
oh snap!
But anyway, I think it's great to finally be able to to see some energy, some good, positive energy. We're not even winning games yet, but it's just exciting to see that these guys are in there and they're not just. I'm sorry. I always said to Isaiah, that Vic Fangio, I'm not trying to insult the guy, but he always looked like he was sucking on sour grapes. Always. I feel like even when he was smiling, he was scowling. But then you get someone like Nathaniel Hackett and his high energy new coaching staff, and he's bouncing off the walls. He's like, I'm going to be the coach of the Denver. I know he said that, the Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And now there's so much energy.
Exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I saw an interview before the Super Bowl here locally in the LA area, and Justin Simmons was being interviewed, and he said first thing he said is he was so excited that Hackett is the new head coach because he said the energy he brings just filters all the way even down to the defense. So I thought if he's feeling it and he's excited, then I mean, how does that not become contagious? I mean, it's contagious to me. I know it's got to be contagious to the players. So,
yeah, I mean, it's very contagious, and I think that it's gonna translate into fun. And if there's one thing that I remember from when I was playing sports, and it was that it was easier to win when you were having fun. It couldn't all be about fun. You had to put in the work. You had to be serious about winning. But you were able to win better when you were actually having a good time. And I feel like a lot of the players had said, they just weren't having, like Shelby Harris said it. And that's the king of having fun on the Broncos team is Shelby Harris. And he literally said, it just wasn't fun anymore. I wasn't having a good time going to work, going to practice, playing games. I wasn't having a good time. And I think this kind of energy is going to translate to fun, and fun is going to translate to wins. I really believe that, y'all. I mean, in the end, it may not, in the end, I may be, swallowing my own foot on this one, but I do really believe that it's going to translate to wins.
Oh, I agree 100%. I even heard that Fangio would have intense practices where they're just, hitting on each other constantly. And I just don't see that as being a winning formula.
No.
Along with a lot of other things that he did or didn't do.
Right.
But to me, that's not a winning formula.
Absolutely not. We're going up here. Travis Tarbox in the house. It's good to see you, Travis. I haven't seen you in the chat in a while. It's great to see you, my friend. Something tells me we're about to get back on top, like it's supposed to be. Absolutely, my friend. I could not agree more. EJ comes in saying, I love this new coaching staff. Broncos will have a way better offense this year. So pumped. I am too, EJ. I mean, honestly, I think I said it right after we made the Nathaniel Hackett hire. I said, I don't think I've ever been this excited about a non-player hire ever.
Right.
So,
yeah,
Reg comes in. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, Hackett, yes, he's young and whatnot. He's really studied what a head coach can do. He's really studied that. in Green Bay.
Right,
And I
he's
just
worked
think
for some of the best of them all around the league.
Absolutely. And he's going to bring that to Denver. And I don't know what the record's going to be, obviously, but I know we're not going 7-10. There's just no way. I don't feel that.
I don't think we're going to be that. I don't think it's going to be that low ever again. I don't think we're going to allow it to happen. I don't think Hackett will let it happen.
Right.
Rich says that Hackett only drank a Jolt Cola. He is usually more like Vic. Oh, good old Jolt. I don't even think Jolt is legal in the U.S. anymore. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, I think it was one of those ones that was banned for how much it made like people have like heart attacks or something. Let's see. EJ says Hackett and his coaching staff will bring the energy and juice we need.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to pull up this question by Landon. Then we're going to go into the list of the full list of our coaches. Landon, the Whiz Kid. I don't know if you know who Landon is there, Bill. Landon is Mundungus's oldest son.
Oh, okay, great.
That's why I call him. That's why I call him Whiz Kid, because his dad is the Broncos wizard.
He's
the Whiz Kid. Which, by the way, you said it last night. You couldn't wait to get your NRW crew nickname. When we were talking on the phone, and I've got it, and Isaiah doesn't get a say in it because he's not here. Your nickname, my friend, is Eastwood. Eastwood. Simply because, one, I love Clint Eastwood, one of my favorite actors of all time. You are Bronco Bill, and one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies of all time was Bronco Billy.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Clint Eastwood. So you are now NRW crew. Please welcome with his new nickname, Eastwood.
Thanks, man.
All right. So here we go. Landon's question for us was the Whiz Kid's question. Now that all the coaching positions are filled, what do you think was the best head coach hire this year? That's a tough one, Landon. Only because we haven't seen enough of them yet. So many of them. I'm trying to think of who all got hired off the top of my head. I know that Brian Daboll got hired by the New York Giants. I think that's a good hire. I think that. Kevin O'Connell. I mean, again, just like Nathaniel Hackett. Right. No head coaching experience whatsoever. Same with Jonathan. Did Gannon get hired as a coach? I don't think he did. Did he?
Not that I.
There you go. Yeah, Gannon didn't. Let's see who else got hired. I'm not even going to go to talk about the Texans or the Dolphins or the Jaguars. Like I'm not touching any of those with a 10-foot pole. Who was it that got hired by the Saints after? Sean Payton retired. Allen.
Yes.
That's a good, in my opinion, it's going to be a very good promotion for him. I mean, you call him orange colored glasses. I'm going to say Hackett. I like the Hackett hire.
Do you like Hackett over O'Connell?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I really did. Because neither one of them had the plethora of experience being, any experience being a head coach. But when you look back at all the places that Hackett has coached and who he has been able to learn under, I feel like his pedigree lends itself to being the better hire of the two.
Even though O'Connell just won a Super Bowl, even though he wasn't a head coach, but he's got
maybe. But I mean, I still think that the all-around pedigree behind him and all the places looking like, I mean, he even said it at one point. I can't remember which interview it was. I think it was the one with Alexis Perry. When we first, I think the day after we hired him, he talked about how going to learn from Matt LaFleur, his scheme was the last offensive scheme he really needed to learn. You look at who he's coached under and who he's learned from over these years. He knows all the major offensive schemes because of all of it. To me, that is a well-rounded coach. He can build a playbook that might heavily feature one scheme more than another, but he's going to be able to mold around multiple different things that he knows.
Yeah, all right, that's very true.
That's why I like the Hackett hire, and you call it orange-colored glasses, orange lenses, whatever. I like that hire. Yeah, I really do. if I had to pick a second, I don't know, Bill, what would you say for a second to you didn't even, I'm sorry. What was your favorite hire? Who do you think was the best head coach hire?
Oh, I was going to agree with you. I believe it's Hackett too. If for nothing else, just his energy and his presence. I mean, that speaks volumes to me. And
now, if you were to choose a second, who would you choose? If you were to choose a close second,
I would probably say O'Connell.
All right.
Because I mean, when
he's going to the Vikings, if I recall,
yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah. He went to. Yeah, he was officially signed, I believe, today or yesterday. When I first knew that we had availability for head coaches, I wanted O'Connell first.
Yeah.
I never did want a Dan Quinn, just because I didn't want to go defense again.
That's fair.
So once we hired Hackett and I saw his energy, I said, okay, that's my number one guy. So yeah, I would have to say Hackett first and then O'Connell second.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So right now I'm going to go through, I'm just going to pull up a couple more quick questions and then we're going to dive into this list. I'm going to get it up. And we'll talk about it. EJ says, Johnny and Bill, what are your thoughts on Butch Barry, the new offensive line coach? I don't know yet, EJ. I haven't. The thing is, when we first hired him, I Googled him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there trying to get some stuff. There is not a lot out there on him, honestly. So I don't know. Apparently, Nathaniel Hackett knows something we don't, and that's why he's the head coach of the Denver Broncos, and I'm not. I do know that he looks like a bouncer, and I wouldn't want to mess with him. He looks mean. He looks angry. But I mean, I don't know just yet. So let me see here.
Well, I think didn't Hackett work with Barry at some point in time back in the day? I believe he did.
In college, I think yes. College stuff.
So I'm wondering if that was I wouldn't say a favor because you're not going to, put somebody in that position for a favor. But like you said, he definitely must have seen something that he felt would work with his scheme.
Yeah. So we'll continue to answer these questions as I get this list up. Let me see here. We have. I like this one. Rich asks, of all the new coaches, more specifically coordinators, who do you think has the most likely chance of not doing well? Do you want to kick this one off, Bill?
Who's the most likely chance of not doing well?
I would say who's the most likely.
I'm assuming it's our coordinators.
Yes.
I don't know. Though I talked about this with Glenn the other day on my show, and I'm really bothered by the hire for Modkins. It's just that one, I think, because the running backs relationship with Modkins, and he's going to Minnesota now, another Bronco transplant. And that one, I think, would have the most likely chance of not doing well, only because the running backs have to learn a whole new system now with him and different diagrams and all that. That one, I feel, to me, would be the one that I would choose.
That's fair, I think. What is his name? I'm still trying to get this list pulled up. There we go. All right, I think I've got the list pulled up now. All right, so going through it, we have of course we talked about him plenty. We have Nathaniel Hackett, head coach. Love him, and I'm very excited about this hire. We have an assistant to the head coach, Derek Haithcock. I don't know anything about him, honestly. Instructional designer is John Vieira, which is going to be, I guess, an advisory role to the head coach. He's kind of going to be that coach to the coaches that Nathaniel Hackett was talking about. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a whole lot out there on him online, but I guess he and Hackett have known each other for a very long time. He's had something of a role doing a very similar thing in the last couple of years in Green Bay. And I think he even did it for a little while. I think they said in Tennessee.
Right.
The Titans. So then on offense, our new offensive coordinator is Justin Outen. Mm-hmm. I can't tell if it's Outen or Otten. I've heard both. And then we have I was excited about this one. Some not so much. I don't know why. Zach Azzani. We retained Zach Azzani as our wide receivers coach. I like that. I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. Offensive line, we talked about Butch Barry. Offensive quality control is Ramon Chinyang. I don't know much about him either. Clint Kubiak is going to be our passing game coordinator and our quarterbacks coach. We have another offensive quality control guy in Justin Riscotti. Jake Moreland will be back, will be the tight ends coach. Very little experience with Jake Moreland as far as coaching goes, though. But I mean, he was a tight end himself. Again, Nathaniel Hackett sees something.
Right.
Ben Steele is going to be assistant offensive line coach, and running backs is Tyrone Wheatley, who I mean, he's a well-known name in the NFL from his time as an NFL running back.
Mm-hmm.
He got stuffed a lot, though.
Yeah.
And
then he went to where did he go? Morgan State. He was coach at Morgan State. So, maybe like you said, I mean, Hackett has to see quality or scheme or something that he knows can work with his system. So I got to trust Peyton on this. I just really liked Modkins. That's all.
I did too. I was very sad to see Curtis Modkins go, but he wanted to explore his options somewhere else, and that's fine. That's his prerogative. It's what he gets to do. Sad for sure. I really liked him. I liked him, and I was very sad to see Munchat go. But again, it's Nathaniel Hackett's staff. It's what he wants.
Right.
And so that's our offense, our offensive coaches. Let's go through the list of defensive. Then we'll hit some more questions and comments in our comment stream. Defense, our defensive coordinator as of today, hired today. And I'm so excited about it. You deep dive on this guy. He is big up and coming right now in the NFL. I don't, honestly, he'll get poached pretty quick, in my opinion, if he continues on the trajectory he's already on for a head coach position in the NFL. Ejiro Evero, the defensive coordinator of the Denver Broncos. We have assistant defensive backs coach Ola Adams, senior defensive assistant. Now, this guy has been around the league forever, and that's Dom Capers.
Oh yeah,
I mean, goodness, he was with the Texans when they first became the Texans.
Right.
I mean, like, this guy has been in the league a long time, so lots of experience. That's some of the experience that everybody's been so worried about. I guarantee they're going to be using him as a sounding board for experience.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Dixon will be doing defensive line, another one from the Rams. Peter Hansen will be doing linebackers. Bill Kolar, who we retained him in a fashion, but he's no longer a coach. He's a consultant. Which, I mean, hey, again, 33 years of NFL experience, 41 years of coaching experience. I think it's a really good consulting gig for him.
Yeah, it is.
We retained this one. I was very excited about. Very excited. Retained Christian Parker as our defensive backs coach. The guys love him. Absolutely love him. And we've seen how that secondary can look, and I think it'll be even better this year. Outside linebackers is Burt Watts, and defensive quality control is Nathaniel Willingham. Let's just round it out real quick, very quickly, with our special teams. Dwayne Stukes from the St. Louis Rams will be our special teams coordinator, and assistant special teams will be Mike Mallory. So Nathaniel Hackett has finally filled his coaching staff, and now I'm gonna, the title of the show tonight was "The Season Starts Now."
Yes.
And grabbing it straight from a tweet that I saw from Coach Z, from Zach Azzani, when he literally, like, the moment the Super Bowl was over, he said, "All right, good job, guys. The season starts now. Let's go."
Yeah,
and that's where we're at. The Super Bowl's over. It's the off season. 6 months without football, Bill. Oh God.
Yeah, well, to me, this is where the fun begins. It's where the fun begins. You got the draft. You've got maneuvers from free agency, signings. I mean, this is sure, it's not football game wise, but it's laying all the pieces together, so to speak.
One.
There you go. One down, a couple more to go. So to me, that's what I'm excited about. I mean, I want football to start tomorrow because I'm so excited about the staff and so excited about this team. But I am excited about the progress of getting there. I really, it's
absolutely,
it's fun.
Let's see. My cousin, I have a lot of family that watches the show.
Okay.
My cousin Jay, we call him Dream Weaver. His last name is Weaver. Dream Weaver.
Nice.
The blend of LA and Green Bay is a great strategy scheme switch from what we've been doing. The real question is, with Kubiak back on staff, will we see our beloved bootleg back? I think so. Some. I mean, Jay, I think obviously Nathaniel Hackett's already said it. He's going to do the outside zone scheme, the outside zone blocking scheme. That would lend itself in a lot of ways to bootleg. But I think because of everything that he knows, all the schemes that Nathaniel Hackett has learned over the years, he's gonna sit there and he's gonna pick and choose and build like a playbook like we haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited about it. It's gonna have a lot of just different variations on a lot of different schemes, and it's gonna be fun. And I can't wait. I can't wait to hear hip hop names used as audibles. I cannot wait to hear him, oh gosh, thriller, sexy back, 1, 2, I can't wait for that. It's going to be fun. I mean, that's just because that's Hackett,
Yeah.
So I don't know, Jay, I think we'll see I think we'll see more than we've gotten to see, the last few years under Shermer, but maybe not like, going all out on the bootleg either. Mile High 6 is in the house. It's been a while, 6. So it's good to see you. Here's to you, my friend. Mile High 6 says, "Sup, go Broncos from Canada." Another one up there with our brother Rich. I think with a young coaching staff, we're going to have some growing pains at the beginning and then get back on track somewhere towards the middle of the season. What do you think, Bill?
I think he's absolutely right. I thought that myself, that with a new system, a new scheme, new coordinators all the way around, it's going to be a learning process. Excuse me. It's going to be a learning process for sure.
There'll be a bit of a curve on it,
Sure. But I just feel that if it's not at the middle, it's going to be somewhere around there where we just kick it in gear, and this whole team is just going to click, and the games are just going to, they're just going to be what they used to be back in the golden days. I really believe that. Like I said, I can't emphasize enough the energy and the passion.
The energy alone. The energy is going to. I think the energy is going to translate, and it might take a little bit. I don't think it's going to take as long as some people think. In my opinion, it's not going to take. In my opinion,
there's 17 games. When do you think it'll kick in?
Shoot, possibly 18. Like from things I've been hearing from that have been touted about Roger Goodell this season. It might give us one more to make an even number, so that at least teams can be 500 or less again. So,
right.
But I think 4 games.
I'll take that.
4 or 5 games. I think anything past 5, that's when there's definitely cause for concern.
Right.
You have 3 preseason games. We're done with the 4 preseason games. Now we're down to 3 preseason games. Even if you go up to an 18-game regular season, 4 games, you should be able to shake some of those cobwebs right off and be ready to go. And if you're not, there's a problem. You should possibly rethink coaching in the NFL at that point a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's see. Denver Gator comes back in saying, "Love the Hackett hire. Many reasons: high intelligence, charismatic, goofy sci-fi fan. Love it, by the way. Eager. The coaches and schemes he has learned from, surrounding himself with like-minded staff and humility, and sorry, winded there, and the foresight to hire coaches to coach the young up and coming staff. Love it. When he said, I'm going to hire coaches to coach the coaches. I said that last season. At the beginning of the season, I said, can we please hire a coach to coach our head coach on clock management?
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, nothing happened. And we saw it was exactly the same. Vic Fangio still sucked.
Yep. Yes,
at
he did.
Clock management. Yep. So I love that he's got that foresight. He knows they're young. He knows that, that there's not a whole lot of experience. But to those that are sitting here, beating the door down and pounding the table about how the inexperience and the youth of this coaching staff is cause for concern, let me point out to you, and hear me, clean them out real quick, okay? Our last coaching staff was a plethora. And if you don't know what that means, go get a Webster's, okay? but layman's terms, plethora means a lot.
Mhm.
A lot of NFL coaching experience across the board in our head coach, coordinators, both defensive and offensive, special teams, our position coaches. So much experience, such a wealth of knowledge. They still couldn't get it done. Even with all that experience, maybe it's time to bring the youth in here to mix it up a little bit.
Well, I think that was the problem. The problem was that they just couldn't relate to the younger guys, and they weren't willing to alter their scheme, especially Shermer. I mean, he wouldn't budge.
Oh, that was disgusting to me.
Yes,
that was disgusting. I'm the coach. I'll coach. Mm-hmm. You're the player. You play. No,
that's not how you're
That's not how it works.
Yeah, that's not how you're supposed to coach, especially younger people. You
it's
do
that.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And it needs to be. Mm-hmm. It needs to be. It's a team. Right. It's a team.
It's not me. It's not me and I. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So talking about how often Dom or not Dom Capers, oh goodness, what's his name? Goodness, where is it? I just had it. Tyrone Wheatley. That's right. Sorry, we were talking about how often Tyrone Wheatley got stuffed when he was playing. There you go. Our running back coach will say, Pookie, don't run like I did. And we were talking about Bill Capers and Dom Capers. And Rich was like, Bill, Capers is older than you.
Yes.
Woo! All right.
Well, we got knowledge, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't have his knowledge.
It's good to see Mobad in the house. Our buddy Mobad, Muhammad Badri, in the house. He says, what is good, fam? What's up, Mobad? It's good to see you, my friend. Oh, man. So, looks like Mundungus finally made it in for the evening. Better late than never. Happy birthday, old man. Not as old as Bill. Not as old as Bill.
Happy birthday.
Here's to you, brother. All right. So, moving on. We talked about the coaches. I think we kind of beat that to death for the day. But I mean, it's the biggest news of the day. Sure. It was exciting. It's exciting to see that the Broncos finally have their coaching staff set. It's set. Now we can really now work can begin. Mm-hmm. And they will. And to anybody who thinks that these guys are just going to take, they're on vacation, think again. They're going to be in the office every day. They're going to be building their playbooks. They're going to be going over each other's playbooks. They're going to be watching film. They're going to be preparing for training camp this early. They're going to be looking at the draft. They're going to be looking at free agency together. These guys are going to be hard at work for the next 6 months building this team.
Exactly. And I feel they're ready for it. I mean, they're welcoming this. Like I said earlier about
they're hungry. They're hungry. Just like our team. Our team is hungry. They want wins. They want to be relevant again.
Same with the fan base. We're hungry.
Yeah, and I hate to say it that way. Unfortunately, the last 6 seasons, the Broncos have gone from being a premier team that for the most part, since its inception, has been a premier team, right, to being literally not bad, not good, not bad, irrelevant. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. Like, who even cares? Like, nobody else around the league cares about the Broncos. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They don't talk about us in hushed whispers of currently. They don't talk about the Broncos in hushed whispers of adamant respect, but they also don't talk about us in fear either. Mm-hmm. We just don't matter right now.
Yeah,
we haven't mattered for 5 years.
And that's the sad part. That's the very sad part. I've been a Bronco fan since '76, and I can't ever recall it being this bad. And that's why I'm so excited about the change in coaching. Absolutely.
I mean, it was bad. There was a point where it was bad before you were a fan. I know that historically.
Well, like I said, from '76 on.
But I wasn't there for that. I've been told about it. Just to give him his daily ribbing. I think Glenn might have been there. But no, I'm joking. I'm joking, of course. It's going to be hard for me to get over calling him, always poking the old jokes at Glenn now that you're here. Because
you could. I'll share some. How's that?
Well, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. I mean, I constantly, we would constantly rib Glenn about it. He'd make some comment. We'd be like, "Isn't it time for lights out at the home?" or things like that. Or I hear they're having oatmeal. Go on. But so we had a lot of fun with that. But hey,
That's good.
Avatar says he's been a fan since '79. So there you go.
Okay,
Avatar
great.
just, I've always heard Avatar say, "I'm old too," and I'm like, I don't know. I haven't heard that. I don't know. I have no idea. Now you've just dated yourself, Avatar, and so I know. I'm 33.
Here's
I am
Avatar.
33 years old. I can honestly say I've been a fan since I was at least 3 years old. That's when I going to my first Broncos game with my grandfather, and I can actually remember that game. I can remember all the, literally going over to my grandpa's house to watch every game every Sunday, and I loved every minute of it.
Nice.
I've always, I came home from the hospital in a Broncos onesie in 1989, so I can say since birth. But I mean, obviously, it's the day I made the choice, the day I was baptized into Broncos fandom of my own volition was I was probably like 3 years old. Still right in the heart of the John Elway era, though. And it was oh God, it was fantastic. So moving on, let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl because we haven't got to discuss it. At least I haven't. I need mine. I know you got to discuss it with Glenn. And I know they've discussed, on your show on Broncos Breakdown yesterday. And I know that on Tuesday, the guys already got to go over it. But you know what? I'm the odd man out right now. I'm the only one that hasn't gotten to talk. Not gotten to get some demons out about Super Bowl 56. So I just want to discuss it. First of all, what was your feeling on the way that the Super Bowl went?
Like I mentioned on my show, that if the referees are going to swallow their whistle for 56 minutes of the game, how in heaven's name do you call ticky-tack plays that literally change the game? Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't a good game. It was a good game. I just don't like to see the referees overshadow the players. Yes, the Rams made plays, but to call ticky-tack plays, and yes, I know there was a play where the Bengals scored on a blatant face mask that wasn't called. I understand that. So maybe this is a trade-off. I just don't like seeing that the last 4 minutes of the game.
I agree. I mean, I think it was overcompensations. Like I always talk about that. Like we've seen it rampant. We've seen overcompensation rampant in the Broncos organization. I mean, we hired Vance Joseph to be the to be the head coach. He was too young, no experience. So when that failed, transversely we overcompensated and went for the guy with tons of experience, but it wasn't right. There wasn't a balance with Vic Fangio, and it didn't work out there either. So I think it was overcompensation. I mean, obviously they obviously missed that face mask.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
By T. Higgins on Ramsey, Jalen Ramsey. Mm-hmm. It was ridiculous. I mean, even I don't like Jalen Ramsey much.
Right.
I'm a big guy about character as far as things go, and I have character concerns with Jalen Ramsey that bother me, and that's okay. He's a great player. He did get burned. He got burned up a lot though in that Super Bowl, but he's a good player. But I don't like him necessarily. Some of the character issues he's got. But I mean, ultimately, like that was a blatant. Even I was like, "Good Lord, how did you miss that? How did New York not call you up and be like, throw that flag?"
Well, that's why I feel that. If they didn't call that one, they're certainly not going to call a pass interference that could have been iffy. Holding call where he's got back of his jersey, but he's still moving forward. Calling that one, maybe it was to just make amends for that face mask.
Maybe they were like, maybe they were hearing about it. You got to think. Yeah, I think they've got a headset on, and their headsets, people talk over it. And I'm sure that at some point somebody said something, and they're like, guys, that was a real big flub. You've got to like, you can't miss something else, or they're gonna roast you.
Right.
I got to think that might probably had something to do with it. It was like somebody was like, hey, if you miss another call, especially an obvious one, you're gonna be in big trouble. So then they're like, okay, I'm super focused. I just made my coffee with Red Bull, and I am ready to go. And I see this, and I'm gonna call it because I don't want to risk that again. That could be it. We will probably likely never know.
Right.
But that definitely was rough. Ooh, I want to bring Rich is roasting Glenn right now. Glenn said he's glad, our dear friend Glenn, glad I popped in for Johnny to remind me how old I am. Rich says, must be TV hour at the home.
Oh, my gosh.
Glenn says, tapioca time. And then Glenn asks us a question. What was our opinion of the Matthew Stafford interview? I tweeted it. And I don't know. Do you know which video he's talking about, Bill?
Where the camera lady fell off the stage?
Where Kelly Smiley fell off the stage.
Right.
I was disgusted.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be honest. I retweeted it, and I actually, it took me two whole 250 character tweets to vocalize what I really felt about that moment. And it was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I up to this point, I've actually really liked Matt Stafford, and I've had a lot of respect for him. A lot of my respect, at least for now, got decimated today by that video.
Now he did backtrack a little bit. Now I'm not taking his side. Believe me, I'm not even doing that. But he did backtrack and say that he's going to pay for all of her, hospital bills and whatnot. Well, you know what? That's
Would
after
he have
the
done that if
after
he
the
hadn't
horse is
gotten
out
caught
the
on
barn.
video acting the way he did.
Yeah, what's that?
That's the real question, though, is would he have offered to make those payments and to cover those bills had he not been caught on video acting the way he did?
Absolutely do not. I absolutely do not believe he would do that. No, I don't.
And that's my problem.
Right.
Is that it takes getting caught, being acting like a jerk, for you to act like a human being, and that's the problem. I mean, look. I said it in my tweet. In the tweet that I sent out about it, I said, I'm not asking for the guy to leap off the stage like her knight in blue and yellow armor.
Right.
But at least show some concern. Right. I mean, a woman just plummeted. It didn't, from afar, it doesn't look that far. Like from like the faraway camera angle, the stage didn't look that high. But when you actually got up there, I mean, it was 8-9 feet up. And she fell backwards. Broke her spine, by the way. For those that don't know, that poor camera girl, her name is Kelly Smiley. There is a GoFundMe trying to help her trying to help take care of her. She fell off that stage. She fractured her spine, and all of her camera equipment was broken. I mean, that's a hard fall. And for those that haven't seen the video, basically what happened was she was on the stage at the end of the Rams Super Bowl parade, Super Bowl champions parade. They had a big stage, except for all the players come up and pump up the crowd and tear their shirts off. They were drinking beer the whole time. Not that I can blame them, obviously. But the point is, they're doing all that. They're drinking beer. They're tearing their shirts off, throwing them to the crowd. They're having a blast. Okay? Kelly Smiley's on the edge of the stage getting pictures. It's because that's her job. That's what she does. And she falls. I don't know if she just slipped, if she stepped back and didn't realize the edge of the stage was already under her. But she falls. And what we see next is Matthew Stafford, who was standing 5 feet away, go, oh, God, and almost laugh while sipping his beer, turning the other direction and walking away. Now, like I said, go ahead. I was
going to say, wasn't it his wife that immediately responded and went down to try and help her?
That was his wife.
He's walking away.
Yes, and that's the point.
Like, back on her.
Kelly Smiley works for the Rams. She's in that building. He knows who she is. It's not like she's some random photographer who just happens to, be on that stage at that moment. She is a member of the Rams staff.
Right.
She has been all season. In fact, they even talked about it after the Super Bowl on TV, talking about how she was the first female to do something. I don't remember what it was, and I'm sorry. That sounds terrible that I don't remember. But the point is, his wife gets all concerned because, that's a terrible fall. And he's like, oh, God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And walking away, I just spilled beer all over my beard. It was awesome. And I was like, that's disgusting. Good job,
Absolutely.
champ.
Yeah. And yet everybody, I mean, look at these kids looking up to him.
Exactly.
I mean, kids looked up to him as a hero and stuff, and then
you were already an NFL quarterback, therefore you already have the exposure. Kids already look up to you, but now you're the Super Bowl champion. Kids that might not have cared or might not have looked up to you before, they sure do right now.
Yeah.
And they're
I hope they don't now.
It was. I mean, and I'm sure it took his wife Kelly, not Kelly Smiley who fell, but his wife Kelly,
right,
turning around and being like, when she saw that video, being like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm sure that's what prompted him to put out the tweet about, well, we're going to pay for all of her bills. Sure. Good job. Little late, pal. You've already been busted.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right. Had that not have been on video, we wouldn't have known about it.
No,
he wouldn't have. And he never would have apologized.
He would have never been like, oh, poor Kelly, I'm going to put out the. No, nothing. It's right up there with Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater not wanting to go for the tackle.
Right.
Earlier this season.
This is even worse than that. Obviously,
it's worse than that, but in a different way.
Yeah.
They're apples and oranges. You can't really compare the two. But I'm just saying, it's like you're apologizing about it now, but look at the video.
I kind of wonder what Kelly thinks of him now. I mean, she has to have less respect. Obviously.
Oh, thank you for like paying my bills, but you're a jerk.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the least he can do, in my opinion. Right. I mean, that's the thing. Glenn says it right here. Even drunk, and I'm sure he was hammered because in that parade. I mean, I don't even know how many beers we saw him put away. I mean, Tom Brady even put out a tweet saying, "Hey, mix of water in there, bud." Yeah. Even drunk. But I like Glenn's point here. Like even drunk, you've got to be a human being. To not have any concern was shocking. They're paying the bill to mitigate the damage control to his image.
Right.
To his
Sorry,
public
guys.
image.
If you hear the phone, it's not me.
Hello?
No.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's Stafford has in one video, not even 10-second video, changed his image, no longer a Boy Scout. But the thing is, like, he's a jerk. That's literally how I see it right now. And I'm sure eventually this will blow over. But right now, I mean, he's not even my quarterback. I'm angry.
Yeah.
It makes me sick.
Absolutely.
Like you may be a public figure, you may have all the money that you could ever want, and you may have all this, that, and the other, but you gotta act like a human being.
Absolutely. I mean, if that was my wife, I'd be trying to jump on the stage to,
stage dive,
grab him, just to grab him and say, what's your problem?
I mean, it is. I don't know. It makes me sad. I always say this, for those that don't know, but I'm pretty sure y'all do at this point, I'm a 911 dispatcher by trade. And, I deal with a lot of stuff on those calls, and I deal with some good people and I deal with some bad people. And I'm going to tell you right now, I often say the phrase, just when I started to have hope for humanity again, it's rough. It's rough. It makes me sad that someone that is looked up to the way he is. I mean, and Avatar pulled this up. I like this. The GoFundMe for Kelly Smiley's page has already generated $42,000.
Great.
I mean, that's awesome. For a fractured spine, and as long as she's going to be in the hospital, that's barely a drop in the bucket.
True, but at least it's
something. Yeah. At least it's something. And in fact, if anybody wants to give to that GoFundMe, again, I'm not a Rams fan, but I am a human being, and I put it up. I retweeted it on my Twitter. You can see it right down there at Broncos_Viking on Twitter. You can go find that retweet and give to that cause if you feel so led to do so. All right. So, Bill.
Yes.
I think it's time for us to plug into the Matrix for the evening. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right, y'all. Let's enter the Matrix. Enter the Mile High Matrix, where we ask you, do you take the orange pill or the blue pill? All right, Bill, you are my guest tonight.
Okay.
I'm loving the shades there. I'm loving the shades there, Bill. That's fantastic. Those look great.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Sorry about the silver and black. That was not intentional.
Oh, well, I used to drive. I used to get made so mocked on this. I used to drive a black Ford F-150, and my father-in-law had given me a bed cover for it. And it just so happened. I mean, who's going to turn down an $800 bed cover for free? But it just so happened that it was silver. And so I got mocked constantly. They're like, why are you driving the Raider Mobile? I'm like, shut up. But, it is what it is. Oh, Johnny took a call the other day and couldn't believe how the guy was behaving. It wasn't at work. It was with Mundungus.
Oh.
You're not wrong. but that's a call that happens almost every single day, Glenn. So, it is what it is. Anyway, Bill, if you wouldn't mind, as my guest, please present us with your orange pill and your blue pill choices for today's Mile High Matrix.
Okay. If the Broncos cannot work a deal in a trade for an Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, the orange pill, if you take the orange pill, do you trade for Carson Wentz, or do you take the blue pill and trade for Kirk Cousins? Orange or blue?
Okay. Ball's in my court now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Orange pill is Carson Wentz.
Yes.
Blue pill is make a trade, offer up or make a trade for Kirk Cousins.
Well, you have to make a trade for either one.
All right. So, all right. Given those two choices, I have to say I'm going blue pill. I like, Kirk Cousins. Very similar quarterbacks in a lot of ways. The way they play, the way that, they're kind of where they are. Sorry, we'll talk about that in a minute, guys. That was funny. I read it and I laughed. I gotta go blue pill. I think Carson Wentz and Kirk Cousins are actually very similar quarterbacks in a lot of ways. However, Kirk Cousins is not old yet. He's getting there. He's on the rise in age, but he's not old yet. But he does bring a lot more experience than Carson Wentz. Probably the only thing that you can hold over Kirk Cousins with Carson Wentz is the fact that Carson Wentz has a Super Bowl ring, although he didn't play in the game that got him that ring.
Right.
He played in the season, but that's really all that it is. I think I would definitely stay blue pill and I would go for Kirk Cousins. What about you, Bill?
I would agree. Carson Wentz hasn't really shown me anything lately. Not that Kirk Cousins is all world, but he does have more experience, like you said. I just think that he would be a better fit with the coaching staff that we have. So I would take the blue pill. Absolutely.
All right. So looking in the comment stream here, EJ says he takes the blue pill. Avatar says he takes the blue pill. They're the only two that have commented on their pill choices, so that's okay. So far, the board has been swept by blue pill. Carson Wentz is not. Nobody seems to, at least in the NRW crew, really. But except Glenn says I'd take Wentz over Cousins. I can't believe I just said that.
Wow,
Glenn, would you throw it? Would you please, just for us, throw in a comment explaining why? Exactly. I want to know why you take Wentz, you take the orange pill or the blue pill. So I mean, ultimately, in my opinion, if we miss out on the big two,
right?
The ones that have been tweeted about and touted about and screamed about and shouted about, and I did not mean to make that rhyme, but Dr. Seuss week is coming up next week. My wife's a teacher, so she keeps reminding me of it.
There you go.
Anyway, those two, if we don't get those two, I think the smartest thing to do is go to the draft. Bring in a rookie to develop. He can compete with Drew Lock, who we still have on our roster, and I know y'all can crucify me all you want. Drew Lock is still on this team, and if we have to run it back with him for one more season, I think he has shown enough that with the right coaching staff, he could be a viable option, at least to get us through another season. If we had to, I'd say if you don't get one of those big two, go to the draft. That's what I say. I don't know about you, Bill. That's where I'm at.
Well, I mean, we could, but then, it's not a really high quarterback draft class. That being said, though, there is quality out there that can be developed. Yeah. So, if we can't get the top two, then I guess I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Even Hackett has mentioned that his offensive coaching staff is going to elevate and make Drew Lock that much better. So,
Avatar brings up a great point. Brett Rippon is on the team as well, so there's that. True. I mean, I like Brett Rippon. I don't think Brett Rippon is ever going to be starting caliber as a quarterback. He's not. It's not in his nature. It's not what he's going to be. However, I do believe that Brett Rippon is going to go on to be a phenomenal coach. Like, I truly believe, like, 10, 15 years down the road, Brett Rippon will be like, the Vic could potentially be the Vic Fangio of quarterbacks coaches, as far as like, being a DC. Vic Fangio is as a DC.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is. This is Glenn being the only one who said that he takes the orange pill. Glenn says Wentz is under contract and cheaper, whereas Cousins would need a new deal. Both have crappy personalities and haven't won bleep while making major coin. Mm-hmm. So like I said, Glenn agrees with me. They're very similar. Probably the only thing, there's the difference. Wentz would be cheaper,
right,
than Kirk Cousins. So yeah, I can see that. I'm going to stick with my answer. I'm going to stick with my blue pill choice. But Glenn, I really appreciate that. That's actually an excellent point that I hadn't thought of. And I've heard other names. We've all heard other names of other quarterbacks that we could look at for trades. Marcus Mariota, Gardner Minshew. I'm going to leave Jimmy G out of it. I do not even want to entertain the possibility of Jimmy Garoppolo in Denver. No. He's shown he just can't be the guy when the chips are down. He's been masked by so many good teams around him. Hello?
No.
Sorry. I do it every
just
time.
when I thought I took care of all the
No, it's okay. I do it all the time. Anywhere I am, like even at work, I'm a 911 dispatcher. That phone rings constantly.
Right.
If I'm not the one taking the call, I whisper under my breath, "Hello." It's just a thing. So, Avatar says, so my prediction is that Brett Rippon is the next Gary Kubiak. I could see it. He is, as far as his knowledge and what he sees and what he understands about quarterbacking, he may not be able to execute on the level that you need a quarterback to execute on to be a starter, but his understanding and his knowledge and his ability, and from what I've understood from other people, from the people that are around him, his ability to connect to people and teach them, that's why I think he will be the next Gary Kubiak. A few years down the road, he still has some playing time left in him. So it could be a while before we see that, but I do believe it will happen one day.
Yeah, I actually like Brett Rippon.
I love Brett Rippon.
He has it between the ears, whereas Locke sometimes, I guess he kind of just goes out the window or something. It just, doesn't.
Please do it.
Yeah,
Glenn says they should make Brett a player / coach. It wouldn't be the first time. It's happened in the past. I mean, some of the best quarterbacks have coached their team while playing. It's kind of like the director who also acts in his own production.
Mm-hmm.
So far, except for Glenn did bring up a great point. I think across the board, everybody agreed. Blue pill. If we had to pick between Carson Wentz and Kirk Cousins, we'd all go Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Most of us. And that's okay. It's a beautiful thing about MHRT. Bill, once again, welcome to MHRT. Welcome to the family.
Thanks
so
again.
Exciting. That's one thing about us. We all have very differing opinions all the time. We have different points of view and different opinions, different thought processes. But in the end, we keep it professional. We keep it real. We keep it professional. And we agree to disagree, and we never get nasty. And I love that. So,
absolutely.
Let me. Good Lord, Gator. All right, I'll bring that up in a second. I want to bring this up by the boss man, Mundungus. Ask the guy at Arby's to throw some ketchup in the bag, and he throws in one effing pack of ketchup. What a jerk, man. And they did that to me a couple days ago. I got the 2 for $6 classic beef and cheddar. I know your mouth is watering right now, right, Bill?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah. And I asked for horsey sauce, and they gave me 1 packet of horsey sauce. How do I eat roast beef without horseradish sauce?
You can't. Anyway. That's anti-American.
It is. It's disgusting.
Yep.
It's as disgusting as Matthew Stafford walking away from Kelly Smiley falling off a stage.
That's pretty disgusting.
That is pretty disgusting. That's 2. Anyway. All right, jumping in, Denver Gator. Have we considered how much each of the pills costs? Blue pill might be expensive, but helps. Orange pill, cheaper, may not even work. Wentz isn't even wanted after lots of capital lost by the only coach that believed in him. You're not wrong, Gator.
Yep.
You're not wrong. There's just so many variables. There's so many variables. One way or the other, the Broncos are going to play this season, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And it just depends on how the chips fall. Once that first domino falls. And I want to talk about it real quick. We'll bring it up after we do my orange pill, blue pill will be the last subject we go over before we sign off for the night. We'll talk about Aaron Rodgers because there's a lot to talk about. But we also are constrained for time just a little bit. So moving on to my orange pill, blue pill choices. All right. I'm doing another one of my historical ones. Okay. Not so much on current events. There's a bit of a currency, a current nature to it, but it's a historic thing. You take the orange pill and you mix the the defense of the 2015 Denver Broncos with the offense of the 1997 Denver Broncos. All right. You take the blue pill. You mix the offense of the 2013 Denver Broncos. That's the record-setting season when Peyton Manning broke all the records and they had such an amazing offensive run right up to the Super Bowl. The 2013 offense of the Denver Broncos with the current defense of the Denver Broncos, whose stats actually looked better this season than the 2015 Super Bowl champion Denver Broncos. Which do you take, Bill?
That's a really good question. However, I'm going to take the orange pill. I'm going to take the defense of Super Bowl 2015, take that defense and the offense of 1997 because both of those teams won Super Bowls. You have the offense of Terrell Davis in 97. You have the defense of DeMarcus Ware, who should be in a Hall of Fame, and Von Miller.
That was bold that he got snubbed on first ballot. Ooh.
Yeah, I know. I was all over that on my show. And
I know.
I was angry because of
it's as disgusting as Matthew Stafford did it.
I can see it now. Everything that's disgusting is going to go back to the Matthew Stafford, which is really disgusting. But
every time from now on for the rest of our lives, something just like, you
pulled a Stafford.
Yeah, you pulled a Stafford. You're disgusting.
I can see it now. But yeah, anyway. I'll take the orange pill.
Okay.
Both championship teams. Yes.
All right. So, this is tough. I'm the one that came up with it, and I still don't know if I have a full answer for it yet. I absolutely, of course, love John Elway. I do. I love John Elway. I always will. I mean, I've got his poster up there, the same poster I've had since I was a kid. All this stuff. But I honestly think I'm taking the blue pill.
Really?
I like. Wow. Look, the defense this last season was the only good thing the Broncos had going for them.
Mm-hmm.
And statistically, this defense of this last season, which is currently the defense that pretty much is carrying over to this next season, except sans a few guys that might be showing the door, this defense is going to be pretty well remaining. Had better stats across the whole season than the 2015 Denver Broncos Super Bowl champion defense.
True.
You take that, and then you take, God bless me. We have to forget for a moment Super Bowl 48.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There was just something about that game that it just didn't go right.
Well, it didn't start right with a snap over Peyton's head.
That it didn't start right, and it just tumbled downhill from there. And so I think I would honestly take this current defense. I would, of course, miss Von Miller. I do, but you know what? No, I'm talking about like the defense of 2021. Obviously, is basically what I was saying. And Von Miller was there for half of it. So There you go. And a lot of people say he's coming back. Who knows? We'll see. But I think I would take this current defense that's putting up the numbers that they are. I think we'll continue to do so. I really do. I don't care that we don't have Vic Fangio as our defensive play caller anymore. I really think that we're going to be okay. Take this defense, put it with that offense that just could not be stopped. It fell apart in the Super Bowl, but every game that season, it was one of the most prolific and incredible seasons in football history for an offense.
Absolutely.
Julius Thomas, Demaryius Thomas, you had C.J. Anderson, you had, oh goodness, there were so many good moments with Peyton Manning and those guys that just hitting on Wes Welker. They were hitting on all cylinders. It was fantastic. I would love to see that with this defense, which we again had better stats.
Well, right out of the game in that season, Peyton Manning throws for 7 touchdowns against Baltimore. I mean, it was on from the get-go.
Oh, and sorry, Avatar brought in Eric Decker. I forgot Eric Decker was part of that squad. I loved Eric Decker when he was on that squad. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was a very, very good question, very tough question, and now I see both sides, and you're right. That's a tough decision, but yeah, I mean it could go either way.
So you took orange pill. I took blue pill. I don't. I'm the only one that commented on this one. Glenn, good Lord. Glenn said, I'm afraid to take the 97 offense mainly because all those guys are so old now. Okay, look, we're talking about if you could take them in their prime, Glenn. I thought that was pretty clear, but okay. Obviously not.
That's good.
Avatar agreed with me. He would take the blue pill. He would take the current defense with the 2013 offense with Peyton Manning at the helm. Hey, you know what? So many fun, interesting ways to look at it. And these are great things. These kind of questions are great things to talk about with other people too. I mean, outside of the show,
right?
You guys, if you like talking Broncos with people outside of, at work or out on wherever you go, you can ask these kinds of questions. They're fun. It takes me a while to think them up. Feel free to use them. So, hey, perfect. That's been an excellent, that's been an excellent Mile High Matrix. And we thank you for joining us for the Mile High Matrix. We're going to go ahead and unplug real quick, and we'll be right back. And we're going to discuss Aaron Rodgers before we get out of here. Okay, here we go. We're unplugging from the. Okay, so now that we are out of the Matrix, let's talk about the last subject I really want to hit on today, and that is, as it is every week, because it just seems to be the thing that the one domino we're truly waiting for to fall, is Aaron Rodgers,
right?
Who is still being touted around the league. A lot of people still think he's coming to Denver, or at the very least, he's not going back to Green Bay. Green Bay fans are the minority who are absolutely positive that he's coming back to Green Bay or retiring, one or the other. I don't know how you feel, Bill, with everything you've heard, read, seen. I still feel like Aaron is leaving the Packers. I don't think he's done. I don't think he would want to be done.
Right.
How do you feel?
I feel that he wants another Super Bowl. Absolutely. Yes. And what better place to go than Denver, because you have Hackett there who knows you really well. You've got an energetic coaching staff. I know it's, running it in the ground, but it's true. And for him to come to Denver with the weapons we have and the potential we have, to me, it's a no-brainer. I mean, there's been talk about him going to Tennessee, that apparently he purchased a home or something.
Oh, please. Look, I live in Tennessee. Well, then I know the area. I know the area where he's building his house. Franklin, Tennessee. It's a big area. It's beautiful. I've been down there for several different events and stayed in a hotel there once. And I even have a friend whose parents, very rich people, own a very large and beautiful mansion home down there. It is a rich place. There are celebrities from all over walks of life and different industries, music, movies, sports, entertainment, living in Franklin, Tennessee. Okay. It's not about him. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Tennessee's beautiful. If you've never been here, I highly recommend if you're looking for a place to go that you haven't been before, come to Nashville. What an amazing city. What an amazing place. It's beautiful and it's wonderful here.
Yeah. I got to make a trip down there for sure.
Oh, I love it here. I mean, I'm originally from Colorado and I miss it. I miss it every day, but I do love Tennessee. I'm very happy to live where I do, and Isaiah is too. But we talk about it all the time. But look, the whole him building a house in Franklin, Tennessee, it's beautiful country that's more affordable than just about anywhere else in the country. All around the state of Tennessee is, and a lot of celebrities live there. Okay, it's not about the Tennessee Titans. That's not a thing. That is not a thing. Not even a little. Even if they were to negate Tannehill,
right?
They could not afford. If they were to try to bring him in, they could not afford him. It'd be impossible. They would be so over the cap. They'd make the Saints look like they're within. It's not a thing that can happen. Okay,
right.
So get out. So whoever's out still on that Tennessee thing, get off of it first of all. All right. So I just want to talk about the one little bit of news that has come out the last couple days. Yesterday, today, I kind of feel like it's when it really came out. Is that Aaron Rodgers and his fiance, Shailene Woodley, who's a famous actress. An actress. She's an actress. Okay, I mean, I know a few things she's been in. Have called it quits and split. And the significance of this is because Shailene Woodley is actually from right next door to my hometown of Longmont, Colorado, in Boulder, Colorado. And a lot of people saw that as a really, really big reason he would want to come to Denver. And that they have officially broken up, called it quits, and it's done. And a lot of people are like, this does not bode well for Denver. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't see. So I don't know. What do you think, Bill?
Well, that is interesting. I mean, that he calls it off, or they, if quote, mutual agreement.
There's been a lot of gossip out there as to what the cause was. Right. Nobody knows for sure.
Actually, I see this as not. Let me back up. If she was still engaged to her, I would see that as a distraction more than a focus, because with her right next door, basically. I mean that could cause some interference. So I see it as a positive.
Maybe. I disagree on that front. I mean, look, it's a guy like Aaron Rodgers, the kind of personality he's got, he makes enemies. Period. He does. Yeah. He pisses a lot of people off. Happens all the time. I mean, we've seen it in the news the last few years for different reasons. Aaron Rodgers did this, and he's a diva. Period. Right. Aaron Rodgers is a diva. You can't deny that.
Right. Absolutely.
And so he's gonna make enemies no matter where he goes. I guarantee he's got enemies in Green Bay. I guarantee anywhere else when he lived in San Diego, I guarantee he rubbed some people the wrong way in San Diego. I don't think he's going to care too much if going after, because I personally don't believe, like I know the Packers have been talking about throwing out like a $50 million contract per season for him, which means that they gut their entire defense at the very least in order to afford that. Which means that he basically all he would, if he did re-sign with Green Bay, all he's going for is money. All he cares about at that point is money. I don't believe he's that guy right now. He's got more money than he already knows what to do with between the NFL and all of his endorsement deals. He even has HBO money. Appeared. A lot of people don't know this. He appeared on Game of Thrones.
I did not know that.
Yep, just a small part. And if you look, if you don't know where to look, you'll miss him. But he's in a small part on the show, just in the background, but he was there and he got paid for that just for being there. So the guy's got more money than he knows what to do with. I don't think he cares about getting an extra $50 million a season right now. He wants to be in the conversation. He is one of the top 5 best quarterbacks in NFL history. He is. Excuse me. The problem. Oh, here we go.
Right.
Is that he's only got the one Super Bowl under his belt. Eli Manning is ahead of him in that right now.
Yeah, go figure.
I mean, just saying. And I'm sorry, Eli was never a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. I don't care what anybody says.
Not at all.
And I like Eli, but no, he's not. But right now, Eli Manning has more Super Bowl rings than Aaron Rodgers does. And I don't think he can just sit back and watch that. So I think he goes for legacy.
Right.
I think he cares more about his legacy than he's going to care about an extra $50 million a season in his pocket. He can get that. He can get that for being Mr. Discount Double Check.
Exactly.
You know, so I don't think it's really going to matter so much to him that his ex just lives, one county over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, whatever. She spends most of her time in LA with Miles Teller anyway.
Right.
Like,
right.
like, who cares? She's from Boulder. Whoop-de freaking do. I'm from Boulder. Whoop-de freaking do. You know, it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter to him. He's got exes, He's going to have exes and he's going to have people. He's going to have enemies from other walks of life. So I don't know if it matters so much as people are making it out to be.
Right.
But
now, do you think he's coming to Denver?
I still think the odds are greatest. Yes.
Really?
I really do. I really do. I don't think the Green Bay Packers can afford to really push they're staring down the barrel of a rebuild. And I don't think that they can make the push towards what he is dreaming of, what he is aspiring to.
Okay.
With
now
what they have. Okay.
And I don't want to bring Stafford back in this conversation. But in regards to us being the Broncos and Peyton going after Stafford and turn that down because of what it would cost, is he willing to go that extra mile to get a Aaron Rodgers for, let's just say, 2 years?
Ooh, I love it. Yes.
Really?
Look, I think with a quarterback who is of the caliber that is Aaron Rodgers,
mm-hmm.
with even with his current age, even with his injury history, he is still that much better even than Matt Stafford. I don't care what anybody says. He is that much better than Matt Stafford.
Absolutely, he's better. But
he says, I want to come play for you. You give him what he wants to get him on your team.
And then you're also going to have to give Green Bay some collateral.
Sure. And guess what? The beautiful thing, we have it.
Well, who do you want to give up?
Who do I want to give up? I don't know. That's not my. I honestly don't want to give anybody up.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah, we got to make this point real quick so we can start rolling out of here. If I had to pick who we would give up, probably Jerry Jeudy.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to need a star wide receiver.
Right.
Devontae Adams, they're going to franchise tag him, but I mean, they're going to, that's a lot of money. They're probably, they might even trade him. So you might give him Jerry Jeudy. So they have a star receiver. Aaron Rodgers is that good of a quarterback. Even without Jerry Jeudy, he's still going to elevate this team big time.
Absolutely.
So I say you give him what he wants. You give the Green Bay Packers what they want within a certain reason. Mm-hmm. But I don't think 3 firsts is out of the question, and I would not be against giving it up.
Man.
For Aaron Rodgers. I'm not lying. I would not be against giving up 3 firsts for Aaron Rodgers. Half the time, first round draft picks are busts anyway.
Yeah.
And
it's not a high quarterback class anyways.
It's not. Malik Willis. Woo! Carson Strong, really strong. But beyond that, So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I check Twitter like 15 times a day praying that something will pop up. And I know I'm not the only one, but we got to start getting out of here. So, hey,
all right.
Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue Podcast. Thank you again to Bronco Bill, the host, the newest MHRT host and host of Broncos Breakdown, for joining me tonight as my guest host. I have had an absolute blast with you, my friend.
Thank you.
We are definitely. I can't wait to have you back on.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
If you like what you saw, if you like what you heard, please, guys, click that thumbs up. It's a big thumbs up. You can't miss it. It takes 1 second to click it. Just click it, please. Like, subscribe, share the video out there to your family and friends. Okay, let's build the MHRT family. Let's build the NRW crew. They want to be part of that, but they just don't know it yet. It's up to you to make sure that they figure it out. Okay. Do not miss our other shows on Tuesday, MHRT Podcast with Mundungus Creevy, Mr. Boggins, Glenn Hauser, and it varies between Richie Richie, our brother up in Canada, and Bree. Okay, that's a great show. You won't want to miss it. Wednesdays, the man to my left, to my right, whatever it is. The man beside me right now, Broncos Breakdown, every Wednesday, 7654, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Do not miss it. Soon, our show goes live every Thursday, 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. A lot of fun. We love having you guys. We miss you guys. Moving on, Saturday, our new show, Rough Draft. starring my best friend and co-host Isaiah Henderson, where he's going to break down the draft prospects, the free agency prospects, talk about what the Broncos might do a bit in the offseason. It's going to be a blast. Don't miss it, all right? We love you, Broncos country. We love you, NRW crew. We love you, MHRT fam, and we cannot wait to see what the rest of this offseason and the season, of course, holds in store for us as Broncos fans and all around as Broncos country.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, thank you for joining me again.
Very welcome.
My
pleasure.
We are very thankful for having you. It's so exciting to have you on MHRT now, and we cannot wait to see where we're going to go with this. Really.
Absolutely.
So, hey, I would really appreciate it if you would willingly. Oh, sorry. Mundungus just corrected me. I apologize. Not Saturday for Rough Draft. My apologies. It drops on Friday. All right. So for everybody that's been listening to me ramble on and be an idiot, it's not on Saturday. It's on Friday that Rough Draft drops. Rough Draft drops. There we go. I said it right. It's kind of like a tongue twister. All right. So, Bill, would you please be willing? Hang on. I got to do this.
There you go. Now you're getting tuned up.
That's 3. All right. If you would please join me for your very first Mile High Five on MHRT, or I don't know if you've done it before, I guess.
On the first,
yeah.
But not on
the
yours.
first one on the show that it started on. Right here on Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue. And I'm going to call my son in here to do the Mile High Five with us. Are you ready, buddy?
Nice.
Get those arms out for me, guys. And here we go. Mile High Five. Woo!
Love it.
Thank you, Broncos country. Thank you, MHRT fam. And thank you, NRW crew. We will see you next Thursday. Do not miss MHRT podcast on Tuesday and Friday. Rough Draft is coming out. Don't miss it. And we are out of here.